because it's a huge country. I mean, it's
Yeah, it is, and everywhere you go
country.
is different.
Yeah.
Shenzhen's in Guangdong, the south, so the people, especially Shenzhen's actually, I would say it's the least friendliest city in China, even though there's lots of nice people there. The thing is, like most of those people, it's not their hometown. So there seems to be less of a pride. Like if you're from, Hubei or something like that, if you go to those cities and provinces, the people tend to have like a lot of affinity for it and pride. And whereas in Shenzhen, like everybody's just coming to make money.
Yeah.
And as the years go by, like the gold rush has slowed down. So you see it's becoming more frustrating to live there and stuff like that. But I still think Chinese are quite positive, and they're gonna. I sort of have an idea like the Chinese are like a stream, like you can put rocks in the middle of the stream, but if that water is going to get around those rocks, and I think they're very resilient, and that's what I think people don't realize. Like people think they're conquered or something like that because they're under the CCP. No, I think they're very resilient people, and my wife always says to me that that they had such a hard life the last 70 or 60 years, and now everything is getting better for a large majority of people, that why would they want to like mess it up, right, by like democracy or this or changing the government, right? Because Chinese history has never been clean. It's always been one upheaval, invaders and kingdoms fighting each other. So the Chinese experiment or that they have right now it's working. I think nothing's perfect, right? I look at the West. I'm living in Asia for so long, and I think that the West thinks their shit smells like roses. I don't think they realize what's outside, specifically Canadians. I think Canadians are, they think their welfare, free Medicare, education, the standard of living is good, but you get better standards of living in Thailand if you're middle class. You might not have the social security or the net, but you have the ability to like feed your kids and clothe them and send them to decent schools, and you're not struggling to pay bills and things like that. Where I think now in Canada you have faulty infrastructure, and and people are not living the best lives they can. So
yeah.
And they think they are, because they're judging Asia on this sort of idea that people shit and piss in the street, or something like that. It's not. No. Like, I mean, look at Singapore, right? Like, I mean, I know Singapore's an anomaly, but people still think they beat people with canes all the time. I know they do, but
that's a good one.
but
only bad people.
Yeah, only bad people. They're not walking around like, hey, you jaywalked and you get smacked across the head.
Yeah.
But they still remember some story that happened 22 years ago. Some Canadian kid spray painted a car.
Yeah.
He deserved it. He spray painted a car. He was some rich yuppie kid, and he deserved the whatever 22 canes he got.
How about the Great Firewall, like the internet? But did it bother you when you lived there?
It pissed me off. But I had a VPN. No. Do you have a VPN sponsor?
We actually do.
Yeah, okay. I won't say the VPN that I used. Even in China, you can get around everything. Because the Chinese have made everything. You go to the guy, the phone guy, some 22-year-old guy. He's like, can you help me install this? He's like, yeah, no problem. You want a VPN? And he's just, so it's they try and stop things, but nothing can be stopped in China. They're very resilient people. They're not enclosed. Maybe some 70-year-old lady. She watches the national news. She loves her country. But even if a Chinese person reads something about outside their country, they still love their country.
Yeah.
They are sort of, even if they're abroad, they are Chinese first. They don't love everything that goes on in their country, but do you love everything you like in your country? Do I? Not at all. I mean, but we still think it's a nice place that we grew up in, and